Well, no, switch sides with me.
I'm not switching sides.
I like to be on the left. We're switching sides. It's our anniversary.
You're not switching sides. Our
Here we go.
anniversary,
Yeah.
Jesse, not yours.
Hello! We switched sides. Good morning. It is our anniversary. Happy 2-year anniversary, Jenna Mo.
You know, I think this might be the first anniversary I've ever celebrated in my life.
Really?
Yeah, like the longest relationship I had was about 6 years, but we just never had an anniversary because when do you know is the anniversary? Is it the first time you went on a date? Is it the first time you giggity giggity? Is it when you got married? Like, what is it?
Well, Joey and I do the day we met. So that, yeah.
So what's that day?
Well, oh, the date? April 12th. I remember the date. But, you know, more than just meeting happened that day. Anyway, here we go. 2 years on air. Can you believe it? We made it. We're not canceled yet.
And just so you know, in radio, it may sound silly that we're celebrating 2 years, but in radio, that's actually like a really long time.
Yeah.
They haven't taken us off air yet, and now we're in the terrible 2, so fingers crossed that we'll be in this spot in another year.
Hopefully things don't get worse. Yeah.
I think before we even launch into all the fun and the embarrassing stories, we do have to thank you for listening to us every morning, for waking up with us, because like we said, without you, we wouldn't be on air anymore.
Yeah, and thank you for watching, too, because, you know, there's some people that don't even live in Ottawa that tell us they watch our live feeds, so thank you for watching. And yeah.
And we have a little bit of a surprise here. It's unexpected. Kaylee, can you switch to the main camera there in the middle for us? And now can you come around here and come in front of the camera for us?
Come sit down.
We want to thank this beautiful, smart, intelligent woman. Oh. She helps us with all our photos, all our videos. She does all the stuff on jumpradio.ca. And, you know...
Thank you.
She photoshops our pictures so we look pretty.
Exactly.
So you've heard us talk about Kaylee in the past. We always reference her behind the camera, and now you can see her beautiful face.
And, you know, thank you for making us look good.
All right, back behind the camera.
And now for the fun part.
Yes, now that we got the mushy stuff, it's time to party! Celebrate! And Jenna, I got the expensive stuff.
Oh my goodness, we already have tons, questions coming in too.
Okay,
so we'll let you pop that, and while you're popping it, we'll start off with Chanel. Such a classy name, Chanel.
Chanel, I know.
I would love a Chanel purse one day.
Me too.
Yeah, so Chanel goes, do you guys ever get on each other's nerves?
Yes. Yes.
So for me, it's whenever Jesse wants to take a picture.
Oh my God.
Should we talk about the first picture?
Yes.
Oh yeah, throw up our very first photo we ever took together.
Oh!
As you can tell by the photo, Jesse's the one who looks good because that's the most important thing.
You didn't even want to take this photo because your hair was up in a bun. This was during Jump's greatest gig. Jenna was teaching me the board for the very first time. And of course, I had to document it because I was excited to be here.
And did you learn anything?
No. And I haven't been behind the board since, thanks to producer Jimmy.
So if you want to know a little bit of it was almost like we were meant to kind of come together. So when Jesse signed on for Jump's greatest gig, I was doing middays. So I was from 9 o'clock until 2 in the afternoon. And when Jump's greatest gig was going on, each jock kind of had a contestant that they basically would call and update. And Jesse was my contestant, and we pretty much hit it off right away.
We did. I remember I'd answer the phone, pizza, pizza. We had a good rapport from the beginning. But the crazy part was, the contest wasn't even for a morning show with you. So, we didn't have any idea that this would happen. But safe to say we're both glad it did, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I haven't filled your glass yet. By the way, if you drink champagne out of coffee mugs, your boss will never know.
Oh, this is an interesting one, and I don't know if we can actually answer it.
Oh, yeah, we can.
But I'm going to throw it out anyways. Liam says, what's your most hated morning show?
Oh, in the world?
Is it cold in here? I don't know if that gives you a little bit of a hint. And hate's a strong word.
Yeah, I don't know. We are on a morning show. We don't have time to watch them or listen to them.
Yeah, I think in the radio industry, too, it is very small, and chances are you're going to end up working with someone at some point, and you're all really in it together. There's a radio family. We have friends with all radio station, radio people in Ottawa. So while it is competitive, you don't hate anyone.
And I will say this about radio. I don't know about other cities because, I'm relatively new to the industry, but in Ottawa, I find radio hosts are very friendly and supportive of each other. I also do stand-up, And stand-up comedians are, and Jimmy, you know that stand-up comedians are not friendly with each other the way radio hosts are. So yeah, it's an awesome community.
Yeah, it is. It's very special and unique in itself, and it's a very up and down, as you can tell. I mean, I'm sure you know that some of your favorite radio hosts have been on and then off and switched stations and stuff. So, in the end, I think we're all on the same team and we all wish each other success, but we just want to be more successful.
Yeah. I feel like I'm on a proper talk show with this coffee cup, but really it's full of champagne.
Lydia wants to know what our favorite thing is about each other. I'll let you go first.
Let me take a sip. My favorite thing about Jenna is really a thing about myself. Because Jenna gets me. She really gets me and gets the kind of entertainer I want to be, and so you help me a lot. You keep me on my toes. You tell me when a joke's maybe going too far. And some mornings when I've had a little too much of this, she'll even tell me what to say.
You mean a little too much of that the night before?
Yeah. We don't drink on the job. But I find we really connect, and you're great support for me, and I really value that.
Oh, thank you. My favorite thing about Jesse is just he's determined to be successful, and that's really great. And just kind of like you said about me, I can sometimes be hard to take because I am a bit...
Well, you're competitive, and the athlete in you comes out. So sometimes you can be harsh, but it's just because you want to win.
Yeah, and he doesn't take what I'm saying to heart too much. He knows that what I'm saying is for the benefit of both of us. Yeah. Because if he succeeds, I succeed, and vice versa. Liam goes, no. I meant, what was a morning show you guys did that you didn't enjoy?
Oh, like an episode of our show.
I think it's whenever there's something really, really serious going on in the world. Where we have to talk like politics or anything like that. We're just kind of like, because we love to have fun in the morning, and you guys are so educated when it comes to anything to do with government policies that I feel dumb talking to you.
Ottawa's a very smart city. It reminds me of one episode we had where I called Donald Trump an idiot. Do you remember this? And a guy called in and he was mad at me. He was like, you don't know anything. And we got into it on air, though, and I think I had the last laugh.
And that was when he first became president, so I wonder if that guy would still have the same opinion now.
I don't know. But people don't seem to like when we talk politics, so we'll stick to the Kardashians.
Lydia's just wondering about my clothes. Where do I shop? This was from Montreal.
Yeah.
I love Montreal style. It's just so classy.
You should have brought your new jacket in. She's got this fabulous Maleficent jacket. It's like Evil Witch. It's big. I love it.
When it comes to fashion, I think the most important thing is to find what fits you best. Don't follow trends. Find what flatters you, what you're comfortable in.
Yeah.
And, because if you're comfortable, you're going to carry yourself with more confidence. There's nothing worse than wearing something that's like too tight and you're always tugging on it. And
I know.
It happens to me sometimes.
Yeah. And when in doubt, wear pink.
We have a question from Jimmy. What advice would you give up-and-coming people in radio? We have such different stories when it comes to how we got where we are. So I'll give you can shoot some advice first.
It's funny, like in radio, I still don't see myself as like a radio host, a radio person. I see myself as like an entertainer who happens to be on the radio because I never thought I was going to be on the radio. I talked about this on air every bullying day, tell the story about how I was teased growing up because my voice, I got the gay accent. Hey, girl.
The gaccent?
The gaccent. So I never, even though I was in theater and I loved being in plays in school and stuff, I never thought radio would be for me because I didn't have the voice. I thought you had to have that like, hey, coming up next, like
and
the Dylan
that's a
Black.
thing of the past.
Yeah. So now that I make my living using only my voice, it's kind of a cool full circle moment. So I love telling that story.
And you have to be good at telling stories.
Well, that too.
I had a very different entry into this industry. I was originally in public relations, and, I figured it wasn't exactly what I thought it was when I worked in it. But I really enjoyed working with people in radio. They were easy to deal with, easy to contact. So I got on a street team right away. Get in that building, shake hands, make them know who you are. And, I did that. Next thing you know, I was filling in for mat leave, but I wasn't really ready on air yet because I'm not an actor. So, I got fired twice and replaced by the same person twice. Ooh. But never held it against her. We're still good friends, and I just kept working on what I needed to work on.
Yeah.
When people come at you and say you're not ready for something or you need to work on something, instead of getting defensive, just take a step back and go, you know what, you're right. And that's what I did. And yeah, so shake hands.
You have to be objective, like you said. So if you're going to believe the nice, wonderful things people say about you, you kind of have to consider the bad things you hear too to find out how you can improve. And you made a good point about getting on street team. Any way you can get your foot in the door is a good thing. And you know what someone told me? Do stand-up. I only started doing stand-up comedy like a couple months before Greatest Gig, and I really don't think if I hadn't been doing stand-up I would have won, because it builds that confidence, it teaches you how to talk on the fly. So I know it's not for everybody, but doing stand-up really helped me.
Another piece of advice too is if you do want to go into television, a good way to approach it is start in radio. Because if you can tell a story only using your voice, no facial expressions, then it's going to be that much easier once you do get in front of a TV.
Yeah, and I mean, mediums are changing. We do a bit of both now.
Lisa this question's for me. What's your best moment that you've had with Jessie? Well, it's hard because a lot of them I don't remember. But actually, you know what? The most fun, I think, had to have been Sangria Fest.
Oh my God. And we remember it. We had to go downtown in the market and sample sangria from different restaurants and bars.
Almost all the restaurants in the market.
It was so much fun. But we only had a limited amount of time at each place, so we had like a handler taking us around. And every place she's like, okay, it's time to go. And by the end we were like, listen, bitch, we're not done. We're not ready to go.
But yeah, that was a lot of sangria. Yeah. I definitely had sangria lips.
So many, I mean, all of our naughty nights out, Get Crazy, our Christmas parties.
Do we have that picture from Naughty Night Out there, Kaylee, where Jessie's going like this and I'm going...
So this picture has quite a story behind it.
Well, it took us a while to figure out what it was about when it first came out, and this was last year's Naughty Night Out.
Yeah.
And we were actually laughing because this couple was really giving her on the dance floor.
Yeah, like, and not dancing. They were... making a baby.
With clothes on.
So that picture was us watching them because at one point we were like, this is just, let's see where this goes. Like I had the invisible popcorn going and it was a good time.
Lydia, obviously she follows you in stand-up because she wants you to do your joke about the gym.
But I have a few about the gym. I don't know if I can say my main joke about the gym. No, I can't say it. It's inappropriate. I do have a mean joke about the gym, and I say, no, I can't say it. Lydia, you bad girl. Come to Yuck Yucks.
I'm sorry, but for Jessie to actually say that it's inappropriate must mean it's really bad.
Well,
because I'm usually the one to be like, Jessie,
I'm not willing to risk it. Stand-up Jessie is different than radio Jessie. That's all I'm saying.
So if you are just tuning in, Jessie and I are celebrating our 1 year anniversary.
2 year.
2 year. We're answering all your questions. So if you have anything, shoot a message to us. One question we always get from people we meet is, are you two really that good of friends? Like, is this genuine on air? Are you guys acting? No, we're not.
Okay, just thought of a gym joke.
Oh, there we go. And there he is.
I have a joke where I say, okay, I'm minding my own business at the gym when I accidentally hit my head on a weight rack, and this juice monkey came up to me and he goes, how's your head, man? I said, I haven't had any complaints so far. Told you. And that was a PG one. All right, but back to us being friends. Yes, we do get along. I don't know why people ask that all the time. All the time.
Maybe it's because we're just so ridiculous. People don't believe it's real.
We're like brother and sister. So we have our days, obviously. We get on each other's nerves, but we push through it, and we still love each other.
And those days are very far and in between, you know?
Yeah.
I can only think of the one time we had a fight, and it was simply a miscommunication. It was simply a crossing of wires.
Yeah.
And once that was done and we figured out that I didn't mean what I said, and it was fine.
I will say, Jenna only annoys me on days that end in Y, so it's not often. Not often.
Melissa wants to know what type of coffee do you both enjoy? Free coffee.
And we take it black like our souls.
Yes, definitely black like our souls. A lot of questions about my clothes, so I'm just going to go and wing it out here. This outfit.
Stand up.
I don't know how much of me you can see. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. This is from a great little boutique on St. Catharines in Montreal called Kuka.
Kuka!
Which is really funny because my best friend actually uses the word kuka to describe her lady parts.
I've heard, okay.
I don't know if that's what it is in Spanish because that's what she got she went to school in Spain. So
I'm trying to think of Drag Race. Cynthia Lee Fontaine on RuPaul's Drag Race always says my kuka or my cookie. I can't remember. What is it? Is it kuka?
Something like that.
I love it. You need to watch the new season. It just got on Netflix. It's really good.
What else is something people ask us often? Oh, does Jesse really sound like that in person? Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Very much so.
People always ask us, too, if you were Grace and Frankie, who would be who? And we
Grace.
argue about it. No, I'm Grace.
Why,
I'm
just because you're blonde?
Yes, and I pop my collar sometimes.
Just because you're the first one out of us to get Botox?
Yes.
All
right, fine. We're not going to solve that debate.
No, definitely
You know what I
not.
think it is? We both have our moments as both Grace and Frankie.
What's another great question that people ask us often?
Do you really drink that much? I love Kaylee's like, I've wondered that too.
Oh, this is a really interesting question from Melissa. Thanks for this one. She goes, since you guys have been working together for 2 years, we've actually been working for a little bit longer than 2 years together, but she goes, do you guys now share the same friends? We don't.
No.
I think it's really important, since we do spend so much time together, that it's also important for us to maintain our own identities.
Yeah. But I was talking about this recently, how in radio, or maybe media in general, it sort of gives you a social life at the same time, because we're always out at events, so you have no choice but to become friends with your coworkers at the same time. And lucky for us, we like all of them.
Yeah, and that's another shout out we got to give to every single jock on Jump or who has been on Jump. We are a family here.
Big time.
And it's true, and I think it really shows in the station and just how we do things and how we work together.
Yeah.
Damien is like my dad, brother. I can go to him because he's been in this industry for so long. I can talk to him openly and honestly.
Tony Stark's like our little brother that won't leave us alone.
Dana's like my right-hand gal, It's always great to talk to her about more of women things.
And we love Scotty and Eilish, so we don't have to work on the weekend.
Yeah. Are we forgetting anyone?
I don't think so. Producer Jimmy! Come on in here, Producer Jimmy.
No, this is your moment.
This is our moment.
No, as he gets up.
Jimmy's been here for about 8 months now, or maybe 4, 3, 6.
There's no champagne for me?
I think he's...
Well, you have to drink it right from the bottle. Is that okay?
No. I'm good. First of all, congratulations, and it's been a short time, so I'm not going to hog the spotlight. But you guys, it's been a fun couple of months working with you guys.
Producer Jimmy,
I get so nervous, whenever I'm on camera. So I'm not as good looking as these two.
Well, we won't argue with that.
No.
So Jimmy's responsible for all of the wonderful sound effects and music that you hear when we're on air. So he's the mastermind.
And speaking of music, Brandon, he goes, I'm currently in radio broadcasting at Algonquin. Congratulations and good luck. And if you ever need advice, just shoot us emails anytime.
Yeah.
It's another thing I have advice for anyone in radio. Reach out to your favorite jocks. Reach out to your favorite stations. Ask your questions. Ask them to listen to you.
Oh, Jenna's got a lot of advice.
He goes, I was wondering if there's a song that plays a lot right now that you're tired of. No. We love the music.
Yeah.
I mean, music is all about...
I feel like we're doing the Chrissy Teigen right now.
Yeah, they never complain about the
No.
music at all. No.
One thing about Jump is we have an awesome playlist. We really do. It's just that when you work here all day, sometimes you hear the same song 500 times, and that can get repetitive, but it's not to say it's a bad song. I don't think we play bad music.
Yeah, and also we, a lot of the time we don't have the music playing super loud in our studio in between breaks because we're figuring out what we're going to talk about. We're trying to plan ahead or, get the topic out for Spit It Out or...
Making coffee,
Yeah, making inappropriate jokes that we're not allowed to make on air, we make off air.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand why people think that we get tired of the music, but what kind of music do you listen to when you're not on air?
I'm an old woman on the inside. You know this about me. I love 80s music. I love 80s music, disco, cheesy pop from the 90s, and Britney.
Really? You like Britney?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows that about
Something
me.
I just learned new about him today.
Big fan of Britney Spears.
I am into hip-hop, but I'm talking good hip-hop. So, from right now, Kendrick Lamar is like one of my favorites. But if you go back, I'm like a Tupac. I'm from the West Coast, so definitely a Tupac, Biggie. I also love 70s rock. Nice. And I am a country fan as well.
What about you, Jimmy?
I like hardcore hip-hop, like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Stuff like that.
He's very sarcastic if you haven't picked up on that one yet.
I have a question for you guys. When did you know that you guys were put together at a morning show, and you don't get a lot of lead time going into it. That's not the right word.
We had a weekend.
But when did you guys know, like, holy man, this might actually, like, what was that moment that clicked? It might not have been there. It might have taken a while, but when was that moment?
Well, it's funny because if we listened to old segments when we first started, you can tell like how new and green we were. But I think it's just time in. Time in, you get more comfortable, you find your footing.
It doesn't matter how talented you are. It really, when it comes to a morning show or a co-hosting show, comes down to chemistry. You can't fake chemistry.
Yeah.
So we were very fortunate that they found the right pairing. It's odd because we are two very strong personalities and are different.
We're very different, too.
Yeah, and so I think they were a little nervous putting us together.
Yeah.
But you know what? It worked out. And in the end of the day, you are a professional. So if you're told to do a job,
You do it.
you do it.
Okay, now can I do my joke about working here at Jump for the past couple months?
Yeah, and then get off the camera.
Okay, I'm going to get off of it. It's very different. It's very open. The roles are kind of reversed. I work at a place where Tony Stark is absolutely obsessed with shoes, and you're the football fan. Okay, bye.
Eddie's out.
But that's a good point. We have like gender bending roles here. We always joke, I'm the girl on the show, you're the guy.
And I think that's something else that we're really proud of here at Jump 1069 is out of all the radio stations in Ottawa, we are the most diverse.
We are, not with race, with orientation, with age.
Yeah, and that's something we pride ourselves in because Ottawa is such a diverse city filled with all different types of people.
Yeah.
So I feel like each one of the jocks represents someone in some sort of way.
Yeah.
How about this one? And no one we'll start with Steph's first before my question, but what time do you guys wake up in the morning? I wake up first at 3.
3. I'm not far behind at 3:40, but that's because I try to look for a few sleaze stories before I go to bed so I can get that extra half hour of sleep in the morning. But with news, it's not that easy. You got to see what's up right before.
So in this era of social media, how do you deal with the haters?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you something. When I first got this job, when I first won the contest, I was brought into an office with all these like suits, and they sat me down and they warned me that I might have to get a thick skin because of the Valley. I might face a lot of homophobia. I might face some people that aren't comfortable with a gay guy on air. And I was like, okay. In fact, I was like, bring it on. I got my comebacks ready. I haven't had that. Knock on wood, but I really have not had a lot of haters in Ottawa. I've had a couple comments like, oh, who wants to hear a fruit in the morning? Well,
I love pineapple.
yeah, who doesn't? Just not on pizza. So I've been very lucky, actually, that I haven't had a lot of haters. But you know what? If it's straight up trolls, you just ignore them because what they want is attention.
Who do you think gets the most criticism between us two?
I don't know. We should ask our boss. See, they filter it.
It's me. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Okay, why?
I mean, the other day I had someone write on the Jump app, which, by the way, we're getting rid of, so make sure you go and download Radio Player Canada, who said, it was when I just got back from vacation and said, oh, the mornings were so much better to listen to without that cackling witch on this show.
It was me. I told her I wouldn't do it again.
And you know what? I'm not going to lie. It affects my confidence at times.
Yeah.
But you have to move on and go with every one hater you have. You have another 5, 10 people that like you. And you know, a lot of people don't think my laugh is real, but
It's real.
it's real.
My partner Joey, that's his favorite thing about you. He loves your laugh. So, you know, the most successful people have haters and lovers. Like, you know, that's the best way.
And working on a morning show with Jesse, it's hard not to laugh.
Aw.
So I do actually have a note on my computer that says don't laugh, so I'm not laughing too much. Because there's nothing more annoying than listening to a morning show with a woman just laughing the whole time in the background.
Yeah, there's some of
There's
those
no
in Ottawa.
context, right? So it's I
Yeah.
pick when I should laugh, and then as soon as that mic's off, then I really laugh because I'm allowed to.
We got to show the picture of when we visited Kingston Pen. Remember, this is one of the most fun things we've ever done, I think.
And I think it's because we suited Kingston Pen so
We
well.
belong there.
We also have a bit of a shared interest, me more so
Yeah.
than Jesse, in prison criminals,
Serial
killers, all that kind of stuff. So this was really, I mean, it was for the station, but it was really for us too.
Oh, we loved it. And if you can go to Kingston, do it. It is so fascinating.
And it's a beautiful city.
And you get a cool picture like that.
Jessica asked who scares Easy. Go check our Facebook.
Yeah, just today. Happy anniversary. Does she bring me flowers? No. She gives me a near heart attack. So one of these times I'm going to fake a full-blown heart attack and watch her panic.
Now,
Watch.
he told me, so it's not going to be a
Damn
surprise.
it.
Lydia wants to know, if you could pick a song that reminds you of one another, what song would it be?
Oh!
Girls, sometimes they just need one. Or
Boys.
Boys, even better. Anything Britney just reminds me of Jessie because I don't know anyone else who listens to Britney on a regular basis.
I'm pretty sure Lydia does. For you, what song would I pick? I don't know. Something sporty. We Are the Champions. No? Okay. Something Drake.
Thank you. Thank you. I love Drake. I love him so much. Melissa wants to know if we've done any fun pranks.
Well, we can't say because we keep trying for one every Halloween. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, my pranks are very complicated. They're very simple, mostly scares. I'm 5'2.5", so it's very easy for me to crouch down below eye level.
In lockers.
Yeah, so it's easy to get them. It really is.
Yeah, that's our main one. But we're working on an elaborate one. One of these years we'll get it. But it involves the help of our engineer, JP.
Yeah, it's always nice to have engineers, and don't ever piss off an engineer because they know everything, and they'll honestly be there for you at any time. So big thanks to JP, our engineer, Francis, the one that used to be here, he's gone, and our new guy, Russ.
Russ just joined the team. I'll ask you a question. Is there anything, Jenna, that I don't know about you? I don't know if there is, because we know a lot about, we know pretty much
You
everything.
know about the lie that I told my parents about the Chihuahua?
Yes.
I don't know if I've told you about the lie about burning a giant hole in the seat of my car.
No, how'd you do that?
So if you don't know, I went to school in Alabama.
This is kicking in, isn't it?
I went to school in Alabama, and I take my car from Vancouver back to Alabama and back. I did that about 4 times. And me and my best friend were driving through the prairies, and my friend was smoking. Bad, I know. So we had the windows down, the sunroof down, and she flicked her cigarette out the window. And I guess what happened was it went out the front window and back into the car.
Up the back end.
So what it did was it ended up in the back seat, and it jammed in between the creases in the seat.
Oh no!
And it's leather. So I'm sitting there driving. I'm like, what is that smell? And she's like, oh no, we're just in Saskatchewan. It's definitely
the cows.
Yeah. And I go, no, Michelle, can you just check the back seat? Huge hole in it.
Oh,
so when I got
leather.
home, I had to explain this to my parents. So here's the lie I came up with. We were just driving along, and I guess a trucker threw it in.
That's clever.
I'm
That's
really
a
good at these
one.
clever lies. I'm not proud of it, but it has gotten me out of a bit of trouble.
Because how would you disprove that? The parents have no way of knowing if that's not true. That's pretty good.
I also think they just gave up, and they're just like, we're not even going to bother anymore. I'm an only child, so they've put up with me for many, many years.
Yeah.
Is there anything I don't know about you?
I really don't think so. Did you know I was my high school's first gay prom king?
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What school is that?
Earl March Secondary School. Shout out, good old Canada. I miss it. Would you go back to high school if you could?
Yeah, I would.
The second half. For me, it's the second half. The first half was horrible, but the second half was awesome.
I was really fortunate. I had a great time in school. I wasn't picked on.
Were you the picker?
No, I wasn't. I didn't bully, and I wasn't bullied. However, I
good.
didn't say anything about it. My friends tended to be bullies at times, so that's not any better. But yeah, I had a great time. I think being in so many sports helped me be a part of the popular crew, the athletic crew, everything else, and I just treated everyone with respect. And my core group of best friends are all still from high school. And I have friends from kindergarten still. I have friends from, when I was 7 years old, so.
You really do, I think, make most of your friends in high school.
Yeah.
I think so. Any more embarrassing questions?
How about we finish here on one last one? If you guys are having a hard day, do you discuss things with each other? Do you trust each other? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We text almost all day long, whether about show ideas or things that piss us off at work or even just TV shows.
Well, even just personal stuff, right?
Yeah.
When Jesse's dog was sick,
Yeah.
we talked about it. My grandma's currently sick, so we chat about that. It's very important that we talk about that stuff. So when we go on air, we know what's going on, and if someone's acting a little different or isn't really in the mood that they normally are, we can understand. Because if you don't say it,
it's true.
You're just going to assume you're being a dink.
It's true. Yeah.
Am I allowed to say dink?
You can say dink.
I said it we said it 3 times, so.
Listen, Sharon Lois and Bram said it. Skin 'em a rink, a dink, a dink. So
skin 'em a
I think
rinky
it's okay.
do.
But one of the things I love about our friendship, and I think this goes for a lot of friendships out there, is that we're secure in our friendship. So what I mean is if we go a whole weekend without talking, we come in Monday and it's right back where we left off. It's not this, well, you didn't talk to me this weekend. Or, some friends can be really needy. We're there for each other when we need it. When we don't need it, we're very secure. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I guess that's it for us. We'll finish on thanking you once again for listening to us every morning. We wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for that. And tell all your friends, too.
Yeah, tell all your friends. And, hey, if you ever have any good ideas for us on Facebook Live, email us.
Yeah, and also, if you have been sending emails to us, we have been receiving them. We've tried to write back every single person, but there's some real quirky things going on with the responses right now.
But we are getting all your messages.
And we thank you so much. When we get positive feedback, we know that we're doing something right because people are more inclined to write negative things than they are positive. So thanks for taking your time out of the day. And thanks to our whole team at Jump. And I guess we'll finish
with our tagline. Thanks for watching.
Cheers!